a 4-year-old girl climbs a 5-high ladder with her bare hands, supported only by her mother. Her father holds a microphone, hyping up the crowd. He breaks bottles, rolls over broken glass, and the wife swings a heavy hammer down on a stone again and again, with wire wrapped tightly around his most vulnerable parts. Old and new scars crisscross his body. Comments say, "Why not use safety glass? I'd rather he fakes it and fools me." Around the audience, there's childlike excitement, shock, faces covered with hands, and thoughtful silence. If it weren't for having no other choice, who would risk their life just to survive? The parents aren't desperate from job loss or debts. This isn't a family tradition of circus arts. They were sent to a circus school as kids and now rely on this tough skill to get by. Street performances like this have been growing more common in China lately. A girl has been balancing upside down on a stool for half an hour, while a boy practices somersaults nearby. New students get scared and cry, asking to go home and find their mom. This is an acrobatic school in Hebei province. Students come here young because these skills require early training, at least 5 years of hard work before the circus troupe might pick them to become performers. Most come from rural areas where families are poor and parents hope circus skills might offer a way out. Some kids are sent here as soon as they can walk. Day after day, the training is grueling, no time to slack off. The first step is flexibility, 4 hours of stretching every day, then 14 hours of skill training, with students focusing on their chosen specialties. Some dream of becoming professional circus artists, others dream of performing in America. At 5 a.m., when temperatures are around -5 degrees Celsius, warm-up start. Then they begin practicing different acts. The balancing pole weighs about 10 pounds. After constant use, the hair on top of the boy's head has worn away. He says without thick calluses, it's impossible to hold the pole. This act is practiced only by boys. The school charges 10,000 RMB a year in tuition, but the principal waived it for this boy because he has no mother and his father is 68 years old. His 2 senior apprentices tour the country with this skill, performing in South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Congo, and other places. The school has no showers, so students go to public bathhouses once every 2 weeks. These kids have built muscles at a very young age. With their legs, they can balance on jars, umbrellas, or even people. A pair of partners, aged 15 and 9, have worked together for 2 years. The girl has practiced flexibility since age 4, and this skill will stay with them throughout their careers. At another school, 10-year-old Kai Cheng-chang has been training for 3 years. He excels at high-altitude moves and handstands, but ranks last because hat tricks require teamwork and precise timing. A small mistake affects the whole group. He stands aside disappointed and faces criticism from peers. Even with extra practice after class, he can't keep up and ends up doing small jobs like picking up hats. His father sells fruit at markets and on the streets. Whenever possible, Kai helps out. He also has a sister with an eye condition that's been treated since birth until she turns 12. The family has high hopes for him, so he refuses to give up. 11-year-old Ren Peiyuan has been at the school for 4 years. The 4,000 RMB annual tuition is a heavy burden for her family. Her parents divorced early. She lives with her grandparents who care for her deeply and hope she can succeed in circus arts and have a future. Ren focuses on spinning plates, which requires teamwork and coordination. It's easy to fall and get hurt, so she has to concentrate intensely. For an 11-year-old, this is overwhelming pressure, but she dares not relax, wanting to make a better life and ease her family's burden. The next day is the troupe's selection. Being chosen could change their lives, but they only picked a few boys. Ren didn't get a chance and must wait for the next round. Winter break comes, but even then, no rest is allowed. Her grandmother worries about her frostbitten hands and applies ointment. Kai Cheng-chang keeps practicing at home. His innocent sister happily watches him perform, unaware of the heavy pressure he carries. Since his hat trick hasn't improved, the teacher switched him to the barrel entry act. But he still struggles. The teacher says there's no shortcut to performing on stage. Only endless practice will get him there. Classmates pile on pressure too. Kai under pressure goes back to balancing acts. His balance is good, but his moves aren't smooth yet. Soon, parents of selected kids sign contracts with the troupe. These children earn a base salary of 1,500 RMB monthly, with raises possible after passing levels. For poor rural kids, this means a stable job. The day of farewell is bittersweet. Classmates are reluctant to part and feel left behind. The next day, good news arrives. An upcoming performance in Heilongjiang. Any show increases the chance of being selected. The kids are excited. Kai often practices alone after school without safety ropes. Once, Ren fell during practice because a teammate lost balance. She felt wronged but was blamed instead. When the selection day came, Ren's team performed well. 13 girls were hired by the Shanxi troupe. Kai was unlucky. He didn't make the list for Heilongjiang's 8 spots. Typical troupes perform at scenic spots, theme parks, shows, and banquets. Pay is irregular. Base salary plus performance fees. To earn more, performers must take more shows. Earnings range roughly from 3,000 to 35,000 RMB. Troupes cooperating with CCP Media easily earn over $2 million in 6 months. In the NBA arena, 55-year-old Red Panda Niu Rong, who does bowl balancing, can make 35,000 RMB in 5 minutes. A legend among acrobats, many who never reach big stages perform on streets, birthdays, funerals, earning about 8,000 RMB per show, though how much they get is unclear. Behind the audience's cheers are countless hours of sweat and sacrifice. Without extraordinary effort, no dazzling performance exists, whether in acrobatics, dance, gymnastics, figure skating, or synchronized swimming. These performers are lucky to reach their dream stages. All rewards require hard work, but not all hard work brings equal returns. As they age, demanding stages become unsuitable. Many have no other skills or savings. Losing stage and troupe, they perform street acts, sometimes with their own children in heartbreaking scenes. Years of performing cause lifelong injuries, even for the most experienced. Danger always lurks. Just 4 days ago, Niu Rong fell from a unicycle after 1 minute on an NBA stage, injuring her left wrist. A minor accident that might end her 32-year career. Especially risky acts become life-threatening if safety measures fail. Last November 25th, a high-altitude acrobat's rope snapped during performance. She fell, breaking 8 facial bones and requiring leg surgery. Her wife died last year after slipping mid-performance, despite rescue efforts. Frequent accidents cast a shadow over the circus. Ancient Chinese acrobatics combined dance, martial arts, and gymnastics, first performed in courts and folk communities, evolving into an independent art form. Most acrobats came from poor, low social backgrounds, often trained from childhood with hardship to make a living through acrobatics. Modern Chinese acrobatics appear as a national card on the world stage, but many performers remain poor, trained hard from young with low income and no social security, essentially tools. Parents are often promised room, board, and overseas opportunities, but few achieve dreams on big stages. Many leave troupes scarred, their youth and best years spent for an uncertain future. But this may have little to do with passion. It's about survival, to throw oneself into suffering now, just to avoid the possibility of suffering in the future. Is it really worth it? Please share your thoughts.